Deception. Just a few thoughts on this topic, deception. You know, in the Bible, from the very beginning of the Bible, the whole story of man and God kicks off with deception. God makes us in His image, Genesis 1:27, and there we are, godlike. Jesus Himself, in John 10:34, He said, "You are all sons of God," and He's quoting Psalm 82:6. Godlike, you are, you and I. We have the Spirit of God in us. We're breathed in His image. Now with that came heaven and hell in our grasp. It says in Ecclesiastes 3:11, God has set eternity in the hearts of men. So at the very beginning, we had the deceiver, we had the serpent, we had the devil, the rebel against God. He came to mankind and he sought to deceive. He took God's cautions. God said, if you eat of this tree of knowledge, you will surely die. The serpent came in and said, you won't die. In fact, if you eat of this, you're going to gain something that you don't have now. And in gaining something, you'll become more. You'll become like God, knowing good and evil. And he moved in on the words of God and he deceived. And at that point, we embark upon a tragic history of man separated from God and God coming against the darkness of sin and becoming sin. 2 Corinthians 5:21, sucking it into Himself so that we could again be restored to perfection. It says in that same verse, to become the righteousness of God. So listen, sometimes, you know, as a Christian, I get weary with the challenge of things to believe that I can't quite believe, so it's something that's out there. But then when you're in belief, you're in truth, well then there's deception, right? There's the enemy, it says in 2 Corinthians 11:14, he masquerades as an angel of light. So now when you find the truth, then in the truth, there's deceivers. There's things that are dressed up like truth, but they're not truth. Judas himself walked shoulder to shoulder with Christ, and he denied Him. He betrayed Him. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 11 that he was in danger of false believers. This is in the early church. This is at the very start. False believers. We're cautioned in Colossians 2 in verses 4 and 8 to beware of plausible arguments that lead us astray. In verse 8, to beware of hollow philosophies that take us captive. In Romans 16, we're cautioned. In Deuteronomy 11:16, right back in the Old Testament, we are cautioned to not be deceived. So deception is, sometimes I grow weary. I'm like, God, it can't be this hard. You know, we're walking in truth, and then embedded in the truth, there's deceit, and here's the good news, right? It is a fight. Jesus said it was going to be a fight. Mark 8:34-38. It's a fight. We have to take up our cross. We have to strain to enter that rest. Hebrews 4:11. We have to press on. Paul says in Philippians 3:12-14. It is a fight. But listen, here's the good news. If you're fighting, if you're struggling, if you're wrestling with things, you will find God and know God. He will set you apart. 2 Timothy 2:19. He knows those who are His, so don't worry. But just keep endeavoring after what is true. The Spirit of truth, not just the words of truth. Look at the subtleties, even of the wrestle that Jesus had in Matthew 4:1-11 with the devil. It's a wrestle. We're pushing upstream against a prince of this air. But Jesus said, John 16:11, the prince of this world stands defeated. So the victory is won. It's finished. John 19:30, quoting Psalm 22:31. It's over. The battle's done. But we move through rubble right now. We've got the treasure. We've got the victory. But yes, We move through rubble, and you got to watch your step, and we got to press on, and there's going to be deceivers, and you're going to get knocked down. 2 Corinthians 6, you're gonna, or 4, 6, you're 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to get knocked down, you're going to get bruised, but get up, keep moving. God is with you. Here's the last thing, I'll leave you with this. The good news about this that occurred to me is that it just shows the story of Scripture is true. Right? From Genesis 3, we have deceiver. And then we have cautions right through to the end of Revelation. We have deceivers. The story of the Bible is true. It doesn't speak to any other reality. It doesn't tell you it's easy to work things out, or you're going to see easy. You're going to take hold of Jesus and the road becomes easy. No. We see Jesus, we take hold of Jesus, and we have a walk of crucifixion. It's tough. 2 Corinthians 10, 3-5, take captive thoughts and make them subject to Christ. And listen, Jeremiah 29:13, press on. He will seek me, and he will find me when he seeks me with all his heart. The path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, ever brighter until the full light of day. Proverbs 4:18. Press on. Scars and all, scrapes and all, deceivers and all. Press on. The victory's up ahead, but it's also right in your hands already. God bless you.